Hey there, gang. It's my. Grab your Bible. We're going to pick up right where we left off. They're in Gethsemane, in the Garden of Gethsemane. So that is Matthew 26, verse 36. Papa and I have been to Gethsemane, the garden there, and it is a huge olive grove. And in the middle is this olive press. And it reminds me of this passage right here. Okay, then cometh Jesus with his disciples unto the place called Gethsemane, and he saith unto his disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. So he went a little ways off, and he was going to pray, and he took with him Peter, the two sons of Zebedee, so that was James and John, Peter, James, and John, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry here, stay here, and pray, and watch with me. And he went a little farther, and fell on his face, and he prayed, saying, O Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. Okay? So he's asking God, if there's another way that I can pay for the sins of this world, I'd love that to happen. But it's not my will, it's God's will. You know, we should always pray this way. It's not my will. This is what I would like, God, but it's your will that's the most important, not my will. And Jesus saw that. And if he prayed that way, how much more should we? And he cometh unto his disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? You couldn't stay awake 1 hour and pray with me? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And he went away again the second time, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. Now, in Luke chapter 22, Luke gives us another little picture here. He says at this point, an angel came and strengthened Jesus. I love that, to know that God the Father sent an angel down to help, to encourage Jesus. He needed to be encouraged. Jesus knows when we need to be encouraged. Isn't that encouraging to you to know that? But an angel came and ministered unto him. And then Luke also tells us at this time, Jesus was praying so hard. He was in so much pain over knowing about the crucifixion ahead of him and having to take the sin of the world on him. That was far greater than just being crucified. Just being crucified. But having the sin of everybody on him. So much so that God the Father had to turn his back on him. Jesus knew what was going to happen. And Luke says that Jesus' sweat was dropping on the ground like great drops of blood. And see, Luke is a doctor, so he views things from that point of view. And so he's letting us know that Christ had a broken heart. Here he was his heart was breaking for the world. He wanted to save us, and yet was not looking forward to the pain of what was ahead of him. So let's pick it up again in verse 43, and it says, and he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them, and went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words, not my will, but thine be done. Then cometh Jesus to his disciples, and saith unto them, sleep on, take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Wow. And then the next verse is amazing. This shows you he is truly God. He says, rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. He knew that Judas and the soldiers were on their way. And he knew that the horror that was ahead of him was going to start. He knew everything, and yet he was willing to go through it for you and for me. He loved us that much. So 3 times those disciples couldn't stay awake and pray with him. 3 times they failed him. But Jesus didn't say, "Oh, you terrible things." No. He said, "I understand. The flesh is weak." And yet, he still loved them. He still loves us. And I'm encouraged by that. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.